Dogs. Everybody loves them. They're man's best friend. But it wasn't always that way. Where do dogs come from? Different breeds, different sizes, different colors. Where do they all come from? Dogs come from all over, and originally they were actually descended from wolves. And the now extinct wolf lineages that produced dogs branched off from the line that produced modern living wolves sometime between 27,000 and 40,000 years ago. The timing and location of dog domestication is a matter of debate. Is it possible that there were dogs who were domesticated all the way back in the olden days, caveman days? Not likely. Because think about it, 27,000 years ago, 40,000 years ago, dogs weren't the same that they are today. They were more like wolves. So it's more likely that they probably would have attacked people or ran from people because they were scared, as opposed to being man's best friend or a pet. But today, you can have a dog in your house. It can sleep in your bed with you. It can eat out of a bowl just like a person. Versus how they would eat dead animals and things of that nature so many years ago. In my humble opinion, I think that dogs have been around since the time humans were hunter-gatherers. I think this based on the fact that people have used dogs to hunt today. So I think that it's very reasonable that people could have used dogs to hunt back in the day when we were hunter-gatherers. Something you might be wondering was, what was the first dog on Earth? Well, according to NBC News, an international team of scientists just identified what they believe is the world's first known dog, which was a large and toothy canine, similar to a German Shepherd maybe. My favorite type of dogs are the two dogs I have. Both rescues, so we're not exactly sure. But we think one of them is a Great Dane Chocolate Lab mix. And we think that the other is just an absolute mutt. But he's got some dachshund in him. We think he's got Pomeranian in him. Alright? So, originally, dogs are from Eastern Asia, Mongolia, Siberia, Europe, Africa. And you can actually see the way that dogs stem down and evolve based on where they're from. Dog break. Here we have special guest star Gene Theisen. Do you want to tell us why you think dogs are so great?
Well, it goes back to when I was a little girl and I had my first dog, and his name was Snoopy, and he was a mutt, and he was just always there. We would take him for walks. We would play with him in the backyard. When we came in the house and we were watching TV, we'd lie down on the carpet, use his head as a pillow. And then after we had Snoopy, we had Napoleon. And Napoleon was also a mutt. I used to go down to the SPCA, which was the kennel for the dogs that needed to be adopted. And I would go down there and I would make sure they all had water, check up on them. It was just a short ride from my house. And I would have a great time playing with the dogs. And then it became time that I had to have my own again. I got my dog, Napoleon. We got him, he was this big, and he was fluffy like a bear. And literally we used to take him to the farmer's market with us in an old doll carriage that I had. and people would come up and ask if we had a bear cub because he looked that much like a bear. He was a mutt. He was amazing. And then we had my dog Fax. He was fantastic. He was a yellow lab, the only purebred I've ever had. And now we have our two most amazing and wonderful, Diesel and Frido, and they're mutts. Dogs love us no matter what.
All right. African dogs. Obviously, Africa's a very hot place. African dogs tend to have less fur, as opposed to Siberian dogs or Eastern Asian dogs. It will get very cold in these places. So, dogs like Huskies and things of that nature. Thicker coats, trap the heat better, stay warm in the winter. Versus Africa, easy for the heat to release. Don't have a lot of fur. They're fast. A lot of animals in Africa that you gotta run from. African dogs are fast. Who made the first dog? It was the Canis family. And the domestic dog, however, the Canis family was the evolution that it came down from. A now extinct group of wolves. But the first species to be domesticated by humans were probably Eurasian gray wolves. So that's pretty interesting. Something you might be wondering is the rarest dog breed. One of the rarest dog breeds is the Norwegian Lundehund. This is all the way back in the Ice Age. And its unique characteristics aren't shared by any other breed. Other rare dogs are the Lagotto Romagnolo and the Azawak, as well as the Otterhound and the Muddi. Another thing you might be wondering, what are some of the most common dogs? Some of the most common dogs are Labrador Retrievers. Everybody knows a Labrador Retriever, beautiful dogs. French Bulldogs, short, stocky, very good with kids. German Shepherds. Obviously, German Shepherds are very popular. German Shepherds are very popular for their size, their strength, and their ability to listen to commands. This is why they're so popular among police and military and forces of that nature. They know how to follow orders just like soldiers. Another very popular dog breed are retrievers, specifically golden retrievers, as well as poodles, very good show dogs. Historically, they've been owned by very rich people. They actually used to be used in hunts for the rich. They were hunting dogs. Beagles are also very popular. Very good listeners. Very good with kids. Not too big. Dog break. Rottweilers are also very popular. Very popular as guard dogs. Similar to pit bulls. Similar to Doberman Pinschers. An interesting fact about dogs is that every single dog has a nose like this. A dog's nose is the same as a human's fingerprint. Every single dog nose is different. Okay? Earlier I was talking about the fascinating domestication of dogs. Did you know that 45% of US dogs sleep in their owner's bed. Not me. Not me. My dog has his own bed. It's at the foot of my bed. It's where he sleeps. Sheds too much. A dog's sense of smell is one of its best sentences. It is one of his best senses. A human's nose has about 5 million receptors inside of it. 5 million receptors inside of this little thing right here. All right? A dog's nose, however, it has 300 million. That's about 60 times as many receptors that dogs have over humans. Earlier, I was mentioning how dogs can be in the military. Many dogs have actually won military awards. However, Rin Tin Tin, the famous German Shepherd, was nominated for an Academy Award. Best Actor. Fascinating. And another fascinating thing is that dogs' noses can sense heat or thermal radiation. So even if a dog is blind, even if a dog is deaf, they can still hunt. Collies, very smart dogs. One of the best learning dogs. They can learn so many tricks. Collie means black. Collies aren't black, you might say. They're not. You know why they're called collies? They used to tend to black-faced sheep. Hopefully, you are leaving with more information about dogs than you ever thought you might know. Hopefully, you are leaving with so much information about dogs, you might even call yourself a dog expert. Thank you for watching my documentary. Have a great day.